Yes.
I just want you to critique my shit. Wait, after your photo.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ease into this, so we're gonna build. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna start saying all kinds of heavy ass shit on y'all all off the top. But before I do that, I gotta give respect due for all the artists that y'all have already heard tonight. Y'all make some noise. What's going on, y'all? It's DASAN AHANU, aka the Poet, here at the Artist Bloc in Greensboro, North Carolina. Came all the way up from Durham. Man, it was beautiful. Dope night full of young artists, musicians, MCs. Just got done with my set. Love in the building was crazy. Oh man, I mean, I love it. This is what I do. I love sharing my work and my words with the people, and I love it when it's received and people rock it with me, man. So it's been a beautiful night. I can't ask for much more than that.
Now it's like, well, first of all, the rules are whack, so I wrote the whole poem in nothing but similes. Come on now, that's what I do. Like, you should have thought about that. Then they got mad, so then I wrote this poem in response. But this is for everybody in the building, man. This poem is for all the artists. Like I said, we think different, we move different, we see the world different, and that's a gift and a curse. It's also a blessing and a responsibility, because we have an ability to touch people, to tell stories that other people can't get up in front of people and tell, and we reflect life in a way that makes other people think. And so that's what this poem is. For every artist in the building, man, I have nothing but respect. My OG, to y'all. As long as y'all out here creating, man, y'all keep me inspired, man. And I'm gonna tell the world they better watch out for y'all, because we got some shit for them, all right? The poem is called Metaphor. I'm a paper mache comic book that God made beautiful, colorful, perfect for a woman who thinks I'm Mr. Fantastic, but until then, I'll embrace my Sue storms because they remind me of all the natural disasters I've fallen in love with. This is a reminder that Galactus has sucked the life out of the celestial bodies of my past. Listen to the surfer that does his bidding, silver-tongued devil that it is. It's a metaphor there. I tend to do that a lot. My ex wanted a simile. I was supposed to like the ass, but there's something about these two unlike things that we were. When you compared us, we weren't so different after all. She just wasn't ready to extend this past indulgence. That's another metaphor, y'all. But it's my coping mechanism. It's how I make sense of the world around me. It's how I can be exactly the artist that I'm supposed to be. Y'all, I was getting dressed for a show in a bathroom in DC beside a homeless man. For a moment, we were exactly the same, both trying to look presentable. Only I was trying to look like I didn't live like him, because some days we're afraid to be free. See, I want to tell poets to be careful. Be careful about wearing camouflage, because the rebellion in your voice will make them afraid of you. We've seen what happens when they hear and see things they can't control or understand. How long before they start calling y'all insurgent? I want to tell young black kids to stop walking with their hands up. Looks too much like walking across burning sands carrying a cross. How long before they martyr you in the chalk outlines, blood in the mist like Jesus' last words, y'all? I walked into a parking deck with my friends behind me. I passed empty opportunity, went up the ramp. I got cussed out for passing up the good spots, but I was just leaving them space to choose. How did I become responsible for their inability to make their own decisions? Some days I don't feel like teaching. See, I write in metaphor because I was taught that princes with mediocre work ethic would never become kings here, so I graffiti bridge God's bruised tears to a red reminder that the night doesn't love us. See, I understand how powerful words can be. You know, like ink on pages, like ink on cotton parchments that told the tale of welt-whipped fireflies that were brought over here on ships, bottled like model ships, and now oppressors pour them like fine wine in the sports and entertainment. They died in them cotton fields. Their narrative was written in indelible ink, and I wonder if oppressors laugh when we airbrush obituaries on white tees.
Oh.
See, I met a woman who said that she was a builder, but she had a brain tumor. She said that she needed something else to build before the high interest loan on her life with the balloon payment at the end foreclosed on her. See, I met a woman who said that she hadn't written in 6 years since her father committed suicide. She said she lost the words. After I performed, she walked up to me and said she found them again. The next morning, she emailed me the poem that she wrote that night. The words were bedtime stories. She just finally got used to her father being the one who was always sleeping. See, I recognize that we're all just stained glass windows. You know, Everybody marvels at how they look whole, calls them beautiful, but never bothers to understand the pieces. See, there are bookshelves full of hardbound books. You know, nursing homes full of stories that everybody calls old and nobody wants to read anymore, but there's a table of contents in their eyes and perseverance in their smile, and if you're willing, you can find all the wisdom you'll ever need to know. See, I write in metaphor, because I'm the product of the greatest metaphor I've ever known, my own Mary Magdalene, who told me my father's absence was just immaculate conception and prayed to the North Star for the 3 wise men she would see me become: poet, educator, and activist. And I realized that I have an unemployment line of insecurities forming on the pages of my notebook, so I social service them back to work in your mind and let you know that there is always more work to do. See, I write in metaphor because I've been given this uncanny ability to compare two unlike things, this blessing that God has given me to make sense of the world around me, and so until my last...
What's one of your favorite metaphors that you use tonight?
One of my favorite metaphors, I have to say, is
Arrest record was a double album. Her arm was like a producer's hard drive. It was full of tracks. What was the reason, the logic? She's sampling bedrooms and looping empty orgasms, filling back seats like Pro Tools. Cats just wanted to beat but no substance. No wonder they were one-hit wonders, and a pimp was like Jimmy Iovine. She fell under his spell the minute she entered his scope, making money off over-accented masculinity, shady dealings where the aftermath of her work was only 50 cents. I just wondered why she lived this way.
Pimp was like Jimmy Iovine. She fell under his spell the minute she entered his scope, making money off over-accented masculinity, shady dealings where the aftermath of her work was only 50 cents. Because that one, if you're a hip hop head and you really know what's going on, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so that's one of my favorites, just as the head. You can all find me, DASAN AHANU, DASANAHANU, across all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all of that. DASANAHANU. I always say, write free, speak free, live free. Put your thoughts down, because can't nobody tell your story like you. Speak truth and live your life free. That's it. Yo, shout out Scope Vision. Y'all follow Scope Vision across all social media. Make sure you follow them. Look out. Shouts. I can't believe it. Thank you.
I said Scope Vision, baby.